Hi lads, I'm not going to sing or play an instrument, and you'll be very glad of that. I'm a spoken word performance poet, so I'm just going to do a couple of wee ones. So nurses are on strike today, so I'm going to do one about nursing, just because we were on strike and we need to be on strike, not for money, but to keep you guys safe. So this is one that I wrote during the pandemic. It's called Nightingale. I am not a make you better nurse. And you don't want me at your RTA. See, I am a palliative trained cancer nurse. I hold your hand when you pass away, but this isn't nursing as I know it. This is like training for the SAS, and I am so far from my comfort zone. I've never been so stressed, and all day long I shout at colleagues through a face shield, through a mask. My name is written on my apron, because there isn't time to ask. And 2 weeks ago we told you that you might not make it through, but before we placed you on a ventilator, this maze of wires and leads and tubes, you messaged, you phoned your loved ones, and you thanked them for being in your life. Your voice a ragged whisper as you said goodbye to your wife. But your battery ran out of charge and we were running out of time, so I wrapped my phone in plastic and I told you, please, use mine. I'm looking after you today. God, I feel like I could drown. I am trying to force compassion through this face shield, mask and gown, and every layer builds a barrier. I have no idea how to climb. I want to rip these gloves off so I can feel your hands in mine. I want to stop this incessant beeping, the hiss and the wheeze of these machines. They're turning you on your front in bed in the hope that you can breathe, and your family should be here right now. I should not be standing in this space, because no matter how much or how hard I care, I can never take their place. My heart, my spirit, they're broken. My hands, my feet, my face are sore, and every night the same bitter prayer, please, don't make me do this anymore. And they turned off your machine today, and I pulled your curtains round, and I watched your chest rise up and fall. God, I tuned out all the sound and thought, I am not a make you better nurse, and you don't want me at your RTA. But I am a palliative trained cancer nurse. So I held your hand as you passed away. Thank you. So I'm usually autobiographical with what I write, but this little one was a commission for an autism group. It was written around this time of year. It's called Spectrum. It is the Saturday before Christmas. God, I swore, every damn soul in Cornmarket seems intent on walking through me. My ears are bitten and bone marrow cold. And Leo holds my hand like he did as a toddler. Now 18 years old, his height is 6'2", but his gait is only slightly better. And he walks head down, avoids all eye contact. He uses the rhythm of my steps as a guide. He stiffens and stops. Coffee, he shouts, and it's loud enough that people stare. Coffee, again. And he lets go of my hand to flap his long arms and stamp his feet. And no coffee and no nonsense, I say. We need to get home, son. I reach out a hand, but he bats it away. He anchors to the ground and ignores me, and I need to choose my battles. Don't you dare, I mutter. Don't you dare have a meltdown in the middle of Cornmarket. Not today, son, please. The pain in my chest reminds me to breathe, and teenagers are already circling with mobile phones at the ready. When he was younger, his meltdowns would terrify me. He would throw himself to the ground, limbs flailing while I froze, not knowing how to make this stop. And after, I would sit on the floor with his head on my lap and stroke his hair, as much to soothe myself as him. I had no idea how to love this child. I was empty, hollow, as if someone had carved out my core. It was years before I realized I was grieving for the healthy child that I thought I had a right to, for the absent father who couldn't cope, for all that I used to be and all that I would never become. But I remember the exact moment it changed. Leo was 6. We were on holiday in a dilapidated 2-berth caravan in Portrush, and it had rained all week. Desperate to be outside, we donned raincoats, Wellingtons. We headed to the rock pools with buckets and nets in hand, and Leo hunkered down and he reached out to touch the water with his fingers. He giggled as the ripples made their way to the edge. His laughter, birdsong in the air. "Circles," he boasted, as if he had invented them. And then he looked straight at me. Not past me, not through me, but straight at me. His eyes locked on mine, and I saw for the first time the way that sunlight sprinkled gold dust on his eyelashes. The way that laughter punctured his cheeks with dimples. Yes, Leo, you clever boy. Those are circles. But he was gone again. As quickly as he had arrived, silent once more, face flat. But it didn't matter, because something had connected. We had connected. My boy was reachable, and I could make this happen again. In Cornmarket, the streetlights turn raindrops into fireflies above our heads, and I study Leo for signs that this is something other than defiance. But he isn't rocking on his feet or tapping on his palm, and there is no low hum that usually comes before an episode. This feckin' bugger is huffing. "Come on, son," I try. Immediately know that the tone is too harsh. I watch him shrink and tears sear his face, and standing my ground isn't really worth this. Christ, there's nothing that's really worth this. Choose your battles, I remind myself. The guilt is so heavy, I have trouble stepping towards him with my outstretched hand. "Come on, big man," I say. "Let's go and get that coffee, eh?" And there it is. That smile, the one that punctures his cheeks with dimples as he looks straight at me. See? I made it happen again. And my forever boy takes my hand. Thank you.
Accidental Theatre, always something different. For more exclusive content, become a member at accidentaltheatre.co.uk.